Welcome everybody to another edition of Friday Night Fights here at the Casa event. We are here with myself, the Doctor, and Mr. Mistopheles joining me on the desk here. And as always, we do have Damn It Tom on the back, pushing the keys and putting on a show for us all. How you doing today, Mr. Mistopheles?
I am doing wonderfully. I have been wanting to help commentate and lend my voice to these events for a long time now, and am lucky enough to finally have a day off of work. So to be here and to be able to commentate with you and bring the plays to the people, I could not be happier. And we've got a good match coming up first.
Yeah, definitely starting the day off strong. We are going to have Nellbomb versus Shinakuma PC. So that should be an interesting one. You know, Nell, Boston local. We've seen him go up against some big names here at the Casa. He does have to fight Akuma, though, which I don't know. He definitely knows the matchup, but it
Sure.
still seems tough.
Yeah, I would say this matchup's pretty even between the two because given the low health, like Akuma really has to be careful in neutral not to get tagged by too many normals or just errant dash punches. But once you get him in the corner just like this, it's a tough draw for Boxer.
Oh man, he's just getting completely swarmed with the I can't think the demon flip. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man, this is how it starts though.
I thought he was going to get the golden letters. Not quite, though.
Activates, yep, goes for the stand medium punch and is able to EX bust out. And right there, what we actually saw within those first 28 seconds was Shinakuma really running that signature flowchart offense. You know, if you ever watch his stream, he's known for having really strong mix-ups off the get-go, but we'll see if he can adapt over time, you know, if Nell makes the appropriate changes.
Yeah, I mean, so far he's 100% success rate on these EXDPs. We'll have to see if that changes as well. But I don't even know if we're going to get another opportunity.
Right?
Finally going to get a nice backdash, though.
Yeah. Doing his best to keep Balrog in the corner. Good confirm off the stand medium kick. This is going to be good damage. He's not one guess away. It's going to take a couple more sequences, but he catches him throw teching again. That's dead.
That was quite quick. It's only 4 seconds slower than the round before.
Yeah, that was basically a minute across 2 rounds. That was incredibly fast. But that's the power of Akuma, right? Doesn't really matter what character you are. If you let him get his offensive ball rolling, and you aren't prepared to stop it, it can be over in the snap of a finger.
Can you actually fit that entire match in a Twitch clip? I wonder.
Maybe. Okay,
no,
starts off with the dash
quite.
punch. Oh, good spacing. He knew. And gets the demon flip. That's an okay trade. And he busts out again. He didn't want to hold anything.
Just giving Nellbomb no chance here at setting up an offense. Even gets him with the overhead again. How many times?
He has been caught reaching for a throw tech 3 times already. And you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I mean, if you get that much mileage out of it every single time you pull it out, there's no reason not to, because Nell just doesn't seem to have an answer for it yet.
No. Oh, man, that could have been bad. He was flirting with death if he didn't activate there.
Does get the activation, though. So he gets himself around finally. He needs a couple more to stay alive, though.
I think Shinakuma can still feel fairly confident with how he's playing right now, but again, it's going to come down to whether or not he can adjust to the adaptations that Nell has made so far. Doing a good job controlling this mid-range. Good confirm off the counter hit stand medium punch.
Yeah, we haven't seen as much free reign and freedom of movement from that demon flip in this second game here that we saw so proactive in game 1. Like, even that way, like, he used it, but he didn't get anything out of it. In fact, he ends up on the worser end getting back thrown.
Oof, big activation. This is going to be a decent corner carry, gets the hard knockdown. Now, this is a guess situation. Okay, he goes for the demon flip. That makes it not a guess situation. Oh, he's getting a little risky.
He's dead.
Yeah, that is going to be game. So, I think Nellbomb did a good job of sticking to the game plan of like that mid-range control that Boxer has. You know, he's got an incredibly strong anti-air with that stand medium punch. He can, shut down neutral approaches with dash punch, right? And Akuma doesn't have the health to deal with that. So if you as an Akuma player aren't willing to start whiff punishing and counter poking and you're just trying to go all aggro, Balrog can pick that apart pretty easily, and that's what we saw.
Yeah, so now we got 2 games on the board, 1 apiece. They've both made some really nice Well, actually, we haven't seen adjustments from Shin yet because he just straight up won game one. So now it's adaptation time. Can he get something going? And all right, there's that answer to the overhead.
Mm-hmm. And you do have to be careful with that. It does have a wonky hurt box once it gets airborne, but at least that was an option. He's not just letting him get away with it for free.
Yeah, but even the demon flips again, we haven't seen them just yet. That's a super unfortunate input there.
Man.
Tons of damage on top of it too.
Yeah, that hurt. Now he does have V-Trigger though. And Akuma does have arguably the best V-Trigger in the game. Gets the big activation. This is going to be a 50-50. Stays in front.
That's a lot of damage too. Almost has CA again. Does get the flip now. Has available chips. An issue if he can get it. But the reset coming in from Nelbomb secures the round.
I really don't like the aggro there from Shin Akuma. He should have known that obviously Nell was going to look for the activation point, and he had him at a life deficit that he could have chipped.
Yeah, I mean, could have played it a lot slower there and actually guaranteed the round off of chip. But I think he was trying to get something a little bit sooner than that so that he could come into this round fully stacked.
Sure.
But I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta send it, right? Like you can't always be, saving it in the back pocket.
Especially against a character like Balrog, who is, kind of notorious for having a bit of a robbery V-Trigger. Oh man, big huge damage. 2 bars. Put him in the corner. That's 35% life. Checks the dash though. That's not real.
Oh, gets the wake up
switch.
DP2. Side swap on top. Does have half trigger left.
Oh, that's gonna be it. Oh no, he blocked it.
Wait, this might be it.
Oh man, that was dangerous. That was a little bit of spaghetti. I would be a little nervous if I were Shin Akuma.
Yeah, I think that's actually what brought around that series of events was the nerves, not quite connecting on a couple things here or there. Drops the combo as well. So definitely shaking a little bit. Now it's do or die time for both these players. They need to win here if they want to stay winner side.
Yeah, this is to stay on winner side. That was safe. Again, getting so much mileage out of that demon flip slide. That is a way to get around Balrog's stand medium punch. Nice, good demon flip grab. And catches him out. Isn't able to juggle though.
I honestly haven't seen this many demon flip slides or throws in a long time. And it's all working. And does Nelbomb see these regularly? I know he sees the character, but he just doesn't have an answer.
And that's, again, that is the threat of Akuma, right? He has so many options to throw at you that it's really easy to overload your opponent's mental stack. And that's what we saw. Shin Akuma, he found out early on, as we saw in that first game, which took less than a minute, that he could basically turn off his brain with the demon flip setups and just run wild with it, and he didn't have an answer.
And it cost them the game there at the end too. Did that EX demon flip right up and over the medium punch, and there wasn't anything left at that point. The recovery is too slow. You get slid in on, and then waking up with a grab attempt as well. Just everything coming together nicely.
Yeah, There were a little bit of shakiness right there, but for a first match, I think that's not a bad excuse me, not a bad show up for Shin Akuma. He was able to run things in a relatively flowchart manner, but the good thing about that is it doesn't really give your future opponents a tell on your adaptation, and it's also not extremely daunting for your like mental resources, right? You're not draining yourself trying to out strategize your opponent.
Yeah, and so Shin does go ahead and move on in the upper side of the bracket. We'll have to wait a little bit for their next matchup, just because of the way things shake out. Our next matchup, though, is right on its way. It is going to be WI Alex versus High Speed Chaos. So whether WI or WL, I don't actually know which. All right, that makes sense.
It is WI, yeah.
Wisconsin Alex.
Yep. He is.
Does he play Alex?
Yes. I think he does play a couple other characters, but that's who I see the most. He is a regular for the online local. Shoutouts to them, by the way. They always run a great tournament every week. But yeah, he's a regular there. Relatively strong competitor. I want to say he's around like Ultra Diamond or Master rank, something like that. But High Speed Chaos, another one that is no stranger to online events on the East Coast. Continuously getting high placements, whether it's top 16, top 8, that sort of thing. Very strong Ken player.
Oh, you hyped me up with the Alex, and then you ended it with the strong Ken player. So I don't really know where to go here.
Well, no. High speed Chaos is the strong. Oh, he's actually going with Abigail. Okay.
Oh no, get me out.
You didn't sign up for this?
No, I signed up for specifically a no Abigail bracket, and I'm gonna have to have a word with my agent because this is not what we agreed upon. But no, I mean, that should be interesting. There was some nutty stuff going on earlier this week on Twitter. I forget exactly. Oh, it was the oh heck, who was it? Not Sriracha Flash. My brain is failing me. Where he did the rollback.
It was Sriracha Flash. Yeah, that was from
Was
the
it
online
Sriracha?
local. Yeah, the homie
All right.
Jose. Shoutouts.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Oh,
That
for
was
sure. Abigail is he, if nothing else, it's very easy to hate the character, right? But he is exciting to watch. He's not fun to fight against. That sucks.
I suppose that's one word you could use. It's definitely not the word I would use, but I'm sure there are those out there who claim Abigail's exciting to watch. Hopefully, we can get an exciting match here as we load in. We'll have to see if it is actually the Abigail pick. It is, and it is that high-speed Chaos Ken. So this should be interesting. I actually missed what trigger and skill Abigail was running because I know
So
that we. All right, skill
it's
1, trigger 2. All right.
yeah, which makes sense. Now I do know that actually that like this is not a great matchup for Abigail's, because of the reasons that he has to get around anti-air attempts. Right, Abigail has these really easy anti-airs, whether it's with stand jab or like back fierce early, but Ken has good ways with that big jump fierce and the early Tatsu to beat that.
Jocks, I will fight you. Abigail is not the epitome of beauty.
Oof. Armor through the fireball, gets the back fierce to push him towards the corner. No confirm though off the stand medium punch.
Holy, so much damage, so much
Yeah,
gray life
right.
coming through. High Speed Chaos has worked a lot harder to get his,
Yeah.
his lead that he had, and it's just completely evaporated. But it is slowly coming back now.
He has these buffed fireballs, isn't able to confirm off the V skill from that range. Okay, gets the knockdown again. He's able to rush back in. Jump fierce, good V reversal. That's built up a lot of gray life. Those two jabs did a bunch.
Staying alive though. Just waiting for his chance to break out. Does get the
He's
jump.
dead. Whew, that throw did a grip.
Yeah, that's all of that gray life though, right? It kept stacking up. You don't expect it. Even the red life from the special there for just a little bit extra. Oh, Abigail.
Ken trying to. Okay, I really like the jump in attempt with that Tatsu there. It beat the late parry. No confirm, just out of range, but that big jump in. He's one guess away from being stunned. He's out of range for the tick throw. Abigail only needs one chance.
Oh, gets the V reversal just to bring it back to no longer needing stun. Didn't anti-air the neutral jump though, which was a little curious.
Ooh, yeah, and he also didn't. Okay, this is gonna hurt. Dashes back in. Again, building up that gray life, pushing him back towards the corner. Abigail has control of mid-screen now. Oof, look at the damage.
Yeah, he's fully stacked up on meter there, and it's just only needs to spend a little bit.
High-speed chaos did just build up super, though, so one low forward can spell the end of the game. He's going to be able to chip him out now if he wants. Oh my god. Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yep, he just went for it. Smart, smart. Against a character like Abigail, you don't want to give them the opportunity. This is one of those characters where if you have to spend it on chips, spend it, because he will take any inch you give him and run for a mile.
Yeah, I mean, just how much HP do you have to lose before you're like, you know what? Not
Right.
even going to play with you right now. And I really like that they were seeing these long-range DPs coming out from High Speed Chaos just to keep the thought in Alex's mind so he can't just jump in for free. Because Abigail does get a whole ton out. He actually armors the Tatsu almost by accident.
Yo, his offensive sequences right now are really, really nice. Oh man, big damage.
Now it's going to come through quite a bit of damage up to this point. It was just mostly a bit of chip. One more sequence for stun as well, if he even needs it.
The armor comes through though, gets the activation off the crouching medium kick. This is, yep, follow up. Oh, he does the unblockable maximum stun build.
Oh, is he going to die?
Oh, he
Not
broke up with it.
Stun no longer an issue for High Speed Chaos as that bar ticks down.
And that is from running into High Speed Chaos, whether it's in an online bracket or in ranked, he does really well in clutch moments to really turn on that Ken aggression and take advantage of the moments where there's like a lull in action and doing something sporadic that your mind isn't focused on. And that's what that dash up back throw was right there.
Yeah, you know, you have that mental stack that you're paying
Hmm.
attention to. And you can only have so many things on that stack before you start losing track of things. And that's where some of these, you know, better players online can take advantage of you and make sure that you aren't actively paying attention to that one extra thing.
Right. Oh, gets the crouch fierce crush counter into the uppercut. Makes him view reversal. That's a win against Abigail.
Yeah, just delaying that trigger activation for that much
Hmm.
longer. And I'm surprised we've only seen a couple of those crush counters because we have seen the flip quite a few times on block.
Hmm.
And so now we're just seeing that adaptation coming in, and you know it's been doing so much work for high speed chaos. We'll have to see if Alex can adapt to, you know, he is down a game now.
Right. Oh man, there's a big jump in. Dash up. Okay, hold it. He doesn't want to worry about the EX uppercut. That's smart. He's close to losing this. Oh, and there it is again. That crouch short tick throw. That's one of Ken's stronger points is his throw game, and we're seeing that give high speed chaos, you know, a ton of mileage throughout this set.
Yeah, I mean, even now that we're seeing, you know, text in the beginning of the round, you know, it's always there. It's always
Hmm.
going to be an option. And so we're seeing a much slower game sort of come out for High Speed Chaos. Does get a bit aggressive and instantly blown up for it by the parry.
I'm kind of surprised we didn't see a super there just to get that early life lead and make you know, make high speed chaos really earn it. But you know, he is whittling down his life and has him in the corner, but he lets him escape.
I'm almost wondering if holding on to the meter is to try and use these armor punches through the fireballs
That
as
could
like
be.
an extra way of getting in.
Sure. And just like that,
Speaking of,
hit the nail on the head.
because I mean, look at this. Now that that's no longer an option, it's a bit of a struggle to
Hmm.
try and get in. High speed though, letting it rip. Gonna use that damage boost to try and get something. It's still such a small red bar when it comes to
Right.
Abigail.
And oh, what a call out on the V reversal. He is dead. That he did have an opportunity there at the end. If he would have blocked that jump in, he had full super. He was getting ready to build V trigger, but high speed chaos really dialed up the offense there at the end and took advantage, I think, of the tentativeness about worrying about the comeback from WI Alex.
Yeah, takes it 2-0, so good stuff to
Hmm.
them. Moving on in the upper side of the bracket. And as you guys can see on the screen, we are Casa. Welcome home. If you have seen our updated socials, we do know that we have gotten in the Jolly Holidays edition, so be tuned for that. We'll keep some surprises left in the bag, though, so you don't always have to pay attention to that. Once again, this is our Friday night Street Fighter edition. We do have our Grand Blue on as well. I believe that's actually still going on. They should be nearing
Oh.
their grand finals as well. So you
Hmm.
can pull it up in the multi Twitch and catch out everybody. Matcherino's already in the chat. It's up above. If you also do hashtag, not hashtag, we're on Twitch. Come on now, get it together. It's exclamation point Matcherino. We'll get you there. Our coupon code for this week, I believe, is Casa SFV 30 is actually the code this week, and that contributes 50 cents for absolutely free. No cost to you, no purchase necessary to the pot to support all of our amazing Street Fighter players here today. And oh man, look at all these amazing tournaments we are blessed with in the
Dude.
FGC. We have the online local on Monday nights for East Coast, Friday nights for West Coast. Team Spooky putting on an amazing show, an amazing series of events all throughout the week. So be sure to catch them as well. Follow them on Twitter, follow them on Instagram if they have one. Uh, I don't think we have an Instagram. I think we have a TikTok, I believe, but we're not on that
Of course.
Instagram vibe yet.
Of course, there's a TikTok.
Hey, listen, we got to give Dink something to do on his off days.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. So coming up, we have Brian F versus Jick Day, Jick D, excuse me. This is gonna be Balrog versus Honda. Honda's the talk of the town lately.
I miss our Honda. Where's Marvisto? Bunch, where's Marvisto? Get him in here.
I'm surprised he's not here.
Oh man, that whole Long Island crew. I miss them. They're here every week, and yet I still miss
Right.
them.
Right. Yeah, I don't think Diego was in here either.
Well, Diego hasn't been feeling well greatly.
Oh.
But on our match, we do have, like you said, Jick D versus Good on my end, the memer himself. It is actually Brian F.
Yeah.
For those of you who can read the screen, which I cannot, already off to a great start here, and is pretty confident in this matchup. I feel
Sure.
Honda can be abusive, but you know if you're playing a lot of them online, you're gonna get used to it eventually.
Yeah, I think Balrog does okay in this matchup. Like once Honda gets V trigger, like that's a lot of damage potentially stocked up, right? But he can play that mid range game very similarly, and he doesn't really have to worry about headbutt attempts, or not headbutt attempts, excuse me, butt slam attempts quite the same as other characters because of that stand medium punch.
Yeah, and you saw there the potential guard break attempt, but Brian recognizing it, jumping over it, doesn't get the link there.
Oof.
But things are looking pretty scary now for Jig D, who is meterless, only has the one V reversal left, and gets caught reaching.
That classic shimmy, super strong tool for Balrog. Oh, just out of range, and Brian F gets the perfect counter poke.
Oh no, Pain back in the corner, back where Balrogs love to play, gets the nice throw escape.
Swings with that stand fierce. Okay, gets the... Oh, what's up?
So I think you're a couple seconds ahead of me, but that's
Oh! Has to hold the hands,
I like
pressure
I like hearing from the future.
Yeah, I got you, dude. I'm a prophet. Jik D,
Surviving.
yeah, Jik D willing to just play slow from the back end, and that's what charge characters do. You know, they're not afraid to play defensive in certain situations.
Oh,
he
he tried
tried
Honda though. You can play a bit more aggressive. Like you have
For
hands
sure.
pressure. You don't really, have to play too afraid, I guess. Whereas like right now, because of how defensive they're playing and how far back they're playing, Brian's able to just continuously offend and keep pushing forward, keep throwing up these rush punches, and then going for these throw attempts. And you can only tech so many.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely true. Okay, speaking of which, and another V reversal. Brian F is willing to spend them, and is it going to come back to bite him in the ass? Ooh, the big stand fierce.
Yeah, it's one of the nice things about running the trigger one on Balrog that we've talked about quite a few times previously, is you do get to V reversal so much more, and in matchups like this where hands are a thing and the pressure can be really oppressive, having those extra V reversals can really add up and really take away the momentum from your opponent. Whereas there's benefits trigger to most notably the command grab. You can't get command grab off if you're dead, so the V reversal just helps out that much more.
And not only that, but Balrog's base offense doesn't really need to be enhanced against E Honda. He doesn't necessarily rely on V trigger in this matchup. So he's willing to spend that V reversal a little more freely. Uses the EX to push back to mid screen. Another whiff punish. Good spacing trap.
Oh man, just ducks him overhead, gets the activation, back throw for maximum stun potential, and is going to do a lot of damage and able to close it out.
Youch. Even with, big boy health, Honda does fall, and Brian F is one round away from taking and advancing on in winners. Dashing up, taking advantage of the lull in action.
Yeah, it's been pretty dominant from Brian as well. JT might not have as much familiarity with this matchup as Brian does. We have seen some bursts of life coming out from Jik though, but it just doesn't seem to be enough, and they really seem to struggle with actually getting offensive off.
Well, and I think another fact is, Brian F, even if E Honda is a character that's relatively new this season, he is a CPT level competitor. So he has nerves of steel. He's used to playing on streams. He fights players of the highest caliber constantly. So if even it is a relatively new character, he just has such a base level that is so much far above most online competitors that he's chilling with his shoes off right now.
I mean, do you game with your shoes on? I certainly don't.
I mean, fair enough. That's a valid point.
Activation from Brian, just making sure that he's gonna want to close this round out, but the armor through is enough for Jik D.
A breath of life. Is this what it's going to take for him to get a little momentum back on his side and tie it up?
Yeah, we do see full CA available for Brian, so I'm wondering if we're going to see that cashed out early.
I think
target combo.
Okay, gets caught with the Kara hands. He thought he was going to try and go for the sumo stop. Another V reversal. Dash punch, perfectly spaced. Can't get punished. And again, the counter poke into the buffer.
Blocks the V reversal and keeps the pressure going. Nice little sweep trying to get out of the corner. And man, they're just duking it out now.
Yeah. Oh. Definitely so. Oh, okay, gets the side switch. Honda does do well when he has an opponent in the corner. He can build up all that chip damage. Brian F doesn't want to hold any of it. Gets the confirm off the overhead.
Oh, gets caught reaching too. can't get the second time as the throw comes through, and that is going to be Brian F moving on 2-0 over GD.
I really liked Brian F had done so much to frustrate his opponent, whether it was V reversing every attempt at getting pressure, whether it was hands or whether it was the butt slam, right? And he had also stacked up a decent amount of damage in the mid range with dash punches and counter pokes. But then right at the end, when you could tell that Jick D was kind of on his back foot and trying to formulate a strategy to figure out, okay, this is do or die. I got to try and figure this out. What is going to be my last ditch effort to take this and tie it up? Brian F turned the dial up to 11 and rushed him down and didn't give him the chance to breathe and took it convincingly.
Yeah, definitely going to have to see how GD progresses further in the lower half of the bracket. There was some things going on there that, unfortunately didn't go their way. But I mean, Honda overall, I think, has a lot of do or dies type situations.
Sure.
And so now that they're in the lower bracket, they will be facing off against Double Agent 69. So
nice.
Okay. We, however, will not be watching that matchup. It will be Z's Nuts versus Opponent. I am sure that Opponent will become something in just a second.
Almost certainly. Z's Nuts, though, a notorious at this point Akuma player, super strong player, and is the developer of the newest addition to Akuma's broken repertoire in the Z Kara Demon. But super strong player. I really like fighting him. I really like watching him play. I'm excited to see him enter and excited to see how he does. Hopefully he can stay on winner's side.
It's tough to stay on Casa winner's side. We just have so many good players.
Yeah.
Like, every time I look at this bracket, I'm just like, holy, how do we have players of this caliber week in, week out? We're here 35 weeks in, which, I mean, honestly, chat, we simply cannot thank you enough for, being here with us 35 weeks in. We've been here every week. Pretty much. We have taken 1 week off, I think. But, you guys have been here with us the whole time. You've been entering our bracket. You've been watching our streams. You've been hitting us up on socials and just making sure that we have something to put a show on for. And so it does look like our matchup has changed. It is going to be Do Glitter versus Hardman. I think it's actually supposed to say Glitter, and that's actually a sentence. So we'll be getting that on stream in just a second. Glitter, Poison player, it would seem.
Okay.
Man, Poison has had such a glow up since Idom hit the streets.
Man, that character is something else. It seems like every week, it doesn't matter what tournament it is, I see Poison just coming out on top time and time again. Hardman, though, I believe is actually an alt account for Endala, who is a super strong Colleen player.
That's a character I wish we actually saw more of. I know there are those people out there who are like, no, please save us.
I hate Colleen with a passion. She's a fine character to watch, but man, I hate fighting that character. That sucks.
I could see that, but she's just so cool.
She is super cool. I think she is one of the better designed characters in the game. She's very interesting. I just wish V-Trigger 2 wasn't 2 bars.
Wasn't just such a win button.
Yeah. Dude, fighting that matchup, I basically feel like at any point I have lost until she's dead. Even if I have a 90% life lead, I feel like, okay, I'm one guess away from losing this.
That's true. She does have a lot of tools that I think are different than like you expect. And so I feel like even if you play like a ton of Colleen, I feel like even if you play the same Colleen player a lot, you can still get like blown up by a different option than the game before. And you're just sitting here like, I thought I had a plan. I thought everything was going to go according to it.
Right.
And then she pushed a button and it was different. And it just all falls apart from there.
Well, yeah, and I like that kind of explosiveness comes from, the incredibly solid like fundamental game with punishing, with poking, with dominating neutral, and then on top of that, again with that V-Trigger too, she'll potentially get 2 around, and it just opens up such a high velocity mix-up potential that it's almost like Laura. Not quite as bad, but it's pretty close. And that kind of character with that kind of neutral to boot, it's like it's just a losing matchup from the get-go for a lot of characters. But we'll see if do glitter or excuse me glitter has what it takes. I think Poison can do just fine in this matchup.
Yeah, I think like you were saying earlier, Poison's just incredibly strong right now. We're seeing her, played at a lot of different levels at a lot of different tournaments, and so it is something here that. Sorry, I got distracted by Twitch chat. I
All good.
I think Poison just has so many useful tools, and it, as you just saw, can really kind of invalidate a type of gameplay. But
Sure.
once you get in on them, it can be a bit of a struggle to get off.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a lot of those long range whips, whether it's stand fierce or crouching fierce from Poison, to try and interrupt, the dashes from Poison, or excuse me, the dashes from Colleen, or the hail if they're trying to make a setup from mid range. But activates V trigger. Okay. No EX heart rate. That was an interesting choice.
Yeah, does get blown up after the fire as well. All that gray life coming back, so bit of an unfortunate trigger usage, but this is gonna hurt.
Drops the combo though. Okay, gets the big activation off the stand fierce. And that's the name of the game, right? Get into a range where you can't be whiff punished for stand fierce and you can just swing again against their counter attempt and clip them, buffer into the special. Such a strong option from Colleen.
Yeah, we do see Hardman looking pretty good here right off the bat. Going for that golden letters finish here. Does need to work a little bit more though.
Dash.
And it's all gone.
Yep. Okay, holds the EX hail, and that's gonna be a stun. This actually might kill. Yeah, it will.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
a lot of damage.
2 bars as well. Stacks
goes
up.
for the mix up.
Gets it anyway. I actually wonder if that would have.
That's Colleen.
Had the second bar. I wonder, because command grab wouldn't have killed either. Like the air command grab wouldn't have killed. So I think that is the best shot there. That was not something I'd seen before. That was an interesting mix-up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The ice spear, the EX ice spear follow-up does do a lot of damage, but it might have scaled enough that it wouldn't have killed. So I would suspect that Hardman knows better than both of us. So that was a good option from him.
Yeah, he did it, so it must have been a good option.
Right.
Oh man, holding off the onslaught of poison once again. It is taking quite a bit of damage, but at one jump in just gives it all right back.
Yeah, that's all Colleen needs. Calls out the air attempt, sends her back to the ground, gets the tick throw, and now she's sitting at about a 40% life deficit. Activation off the stand roundhouse. Wow, she didn't delay rise.
It's so gross how much damage we're seeing just come out here. Back throw.
Dead. No.
I don't think you needed to spend the EX there. I think you could have kept that heading into the next round, but does anyway. And now we hear it is set point now for Hardman, who's had a pretty strong showing these last 3 rounds.
Yeah, he has just been, his engine has been fully revved, gets another big jump in. Even though that's not a ton of damage, he gets that all-important corner carry, gets the conversion into the EX hands, and this is going to be... Oh, he wanted to go for a shimmy. That was a good jab from Glitter.
Nice little jab check into the side swap now. Does get the wake-up throw option. Glitter looking to get a comeback here.
Ooh, the vanity step gets him out of the stand fierce pressure. That was interesting. Again, no EX heart rate. I don't understand why Glitter is not going for the plus frames.
You dead?
I don't think he's dead. Oh, he goes for another mix-up. Oh.
That was such a disgusting mix-up.
Dude,
I'm watching it again on stream because it was just that crazy.
It's so cheap. Quick work from Mandala. Or Hardman, excuse me.
Yeah, really, really strong showing there. 4 straight rounds in a row. Just some of the most disgusting side swap mix-ups in the corner there that I've ever seen. I don't know anybody that would have blocked those.
Yeah, good luck.
Especially since, like, I do feel like a lot of times in that situation, you might end up with that air command grab and just end up back on this ground and same side, and you know what to expect. Maybe you have to deal with a hail setup or something like that. But all of a sudden, they're coming in with this air button into slide under low, and you're just like, oh, that's
And
not that's not
right.
normal.
And I'm sure there's a way that you can make it stay in front too. I guarantee there is. So it's like, what do you do in that split-second decision where it's guess for your life? But good stuff from Hardman. He was he was dialed into the right offense, and Glitter didn't have the option. So we saw his poison get blown up, but he still got a chance down into losers bracket. This is a double elimination. Coming up, we do have the Z's Nuts match. It's going to be Z's Nuts versus OG Yon, two very strong competitors. It's going to be Akuma versus Laura. Although Yon does have poison, but he might go with poison because that's definitely a better matchup than Akuma Laura. So we'll see what he decides.
Yeah, I think poison would definitely be the right play,
Mhm.
just because there's so many more tools you can take advantage of. It's basically, you don't have to work as hard, which is the
Right.
important thing. Yon going Seth, according to Z's Nuts.
Oh, well, Seth, as an Akuma player and as a preacher of Seth being the best character in the game, I think Seth is actually a hard counter to Akuma. I think that matchup is almost like not quite 7-3, but it's like 6.5, 3.5. That match sucks.
Z's Nuts, with the emoticon face after their message of going Seth, leads me to believe they feel similarly.
Yeah. Yep.
Seth is such an interesting situation to me because they were just like a lot of other characters. They were on release kind of like received meh. Like the community wasn't like, they were hype about it because they were like, oh shit, like it's an older character, like this is amazing, like this is awesome. Except for those people who hated them in previous iterations. They were like, oh god, why couldn't we've gotten literally anything else? But then, like, we've seen the meta progress, like people have taken more advantage of the different triggers. We're starting to see some really more interesting plays come out. And I do want to give a shout out to I can't even think of their name now. Heck, hold on. Take the match. I'll give him a shout out in a second.
Yeah, no worries. So we are probably going to see Seth versus Akuma again, in my opinion, and I think a lot of Akumas agree with me. This is a pretty hard counter to Akuma. The way Seth controls neutral, combined with the ability to basically circumvent fireballs at their will, and the high damage they dish out, is just not a good formula for Akuma as a low health character. I know Z's Nuts is a lab monster. Oh, it is going to be Laura. Okay, we have the mind game before the match even starts.
Yeah, make them think you're going their worst counter so that they
Yeah.
think of all these other ways to
Right.
try and, bring it back, and then just don't do that. Just do anything else and, make them try and play the actual matchup here. And, off to a good start already, but doesn't finish the combo.
Okay, calls out the startup of the Toward Fierce. Okay, gets the counter punch, or counter medium punch, excuse me. Confirm, side switch. Takes his turn back.
Pretty standard stuff. Does get the light elbow into Thunderclap though, just trying to keep the pressure alive. Does finally give it up for a second though.
Nice. I really like the option to EX Air Fireball after the Demon Flip there. A lot of Lauras don't want to hold that mix up. They want to try and use their command dash to get out. They want to try and use stand medium punch to anti-air. And from that range, EX Fireball was either going to be safe or it was going to blow it up.
Yeah, and so my shout out earlier was actually to Draken, who played a ton of Seth on release. Labbed the hell out of that character. So shout outs to them for showing me a lot of what the character had to offer early on. But obviously it's Laura, so all of that's kind of
that is done. He might be dead. He actually, I think, is dead.
Oh, he drops it! Mashed out super hard.
Blocks it out, but gets command grabbed anyways. Yep. Now, this isn't a terrible situation, right? Because you have to understand going into this matchup, Laura has those rounds. It doesn't matter if you are Tokido, it doesn't matter if you're Joe Schmo. There are going to be rounds where Laura blows you up and makes you look like you don't know how to play. But Akuma can do just the same, but just with a little more control, and he's had a full stock of butter. So he's sitting pretty.
Yeah, he does need to work a little bit more, how I say, flowchart, like you were saying
Mhm.
in our match earlier, where like he has set options to a lot of things,
Yeah.
whereas like Laura can do a lot of different 50-50 situations, make you guess, which is why anybody can get blown up by it. Because if you just
Mhm.
simply guess wrong, then there's nothing you could have done at that point other than
Mhm.
just guess better.
Ooh, that option is so good against Laura. The jump back. Are we gonna see another demon flip? Okay, builds up the gray life and catches her reaching. Now, I do know from watching OG on and fighting him a handful of times, whether it's an NLBC online or the Street Fighter local or whatever, he does have a bit of a propensity to tech in late game situations where it's like guess for round. He does fall prey to shimmies, so I think that's why we've seen Z's Nuts really go for that kind of bobbing in and out movement when he has him in the corner. I think he's setting him up for that, and that's how he's able to take that first game.
Yeah, Yon's definitely a reacher.
Mhm.
Does need to get a little bit of control on that, at least to be more consistent. There is the take a throw for a reason.
Right.
Obviously, you can't take it when it's gonna kill you, but like, play around with the idea. If it costs you as much round as reaching does, then it's whatever.
Right.
But you do open yourself up to just so much more damage potential by not taking the throw.
Mm-hmm. Man, that counter poke from OG on there into that crouch fierce with the dash up command grab was so good. But he is facing such a massive life deficit. Oh no, the missed whiff punish. This is gonna be huge. How's he gonna guess? He gets thrown, put into the corner. Oh, he called. Oh my gosh, he dropped it. He's dead. Oh no, that was Z's Nuts round to take.
That
He
was
had the
definitely
right
spaghetti.
call. Yes, he had the right call.
He had the right call. He just missed the input, I guess. I'm not
Mhm.
quite sure what happened there, but now it's back to even as we do see both players just trading blow for blow.
Another big whiff punish there. Okay, good conversion off the stand medium punch counter or stand jab counter hit. Keeps him in the corner. Big damage here.
Almost
One guess
stunned
away.
too. Only needs one more.
Nice. Oh, perfect. Man, that is a hard sell for OG on. He had the right idea, but you have to know Laura doesn't get the same kind of invincibility off that.
That's also not something you can do against Akuma. Like that probably works against any other character in the cast, but Akuma just does exactly what we just saw there. They bait it with the fireball. It's last hit for stun, so you end up losing the round because of it. And now it's match point for Z's Nuts.
Really good challenge there after the meaty bolt. Good fire. Z's Nuts has been having an exceptional fireball game, which is something that you have to establish against Laura. She does have ways around it, but she basically has to spend meter. And so as long as you can get into that early, you're going to be sitting pretty. Okay, this is big damage because he's in V trigger.
Oh, the wake up DP though, keeping him alive. Not quite dead. Does have one more guess for the game.
Hold these plus frames. Making him
There's
block.
another end.
He's making me nervous spending so long to try and kill. Oh my gosh, got caught out of the backdash. Z's Nuts takes it. And I wonder why Yon didn't try the Seth or the poison. Basically every Laura player I know does not like this matchup.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they must have thought that either of those picks just weren't ready for it yet. The Seth honestly might have been a meme.
Maybe,
I don't truly know if that's an actual, pocket pick there for Jan. I know that, you said earlier on, I don't think we're actually live yet, that, there are these pocket picks out there that pretty much everybody has. But I mean, at the very least, maybe try a poison game, shake off the dust for a minute, dust off the whip and, play around with that type of gameplay, instead of just being so, far forward, so headstrong, and just make sure that, you go.
Right. Good showing from Z's Nuts though. That was despite a little bit of spaghetti here and there, that was textbook control of a this explosive character character archetype like Laura had textbook control of where she wanted to move, how she wanted to approach, and took advantage of the moments when he knocked her down and when he had her in the corner. And that's what you have to do. You can't give that character the opportunity to make you guess too many times, otherwise you're going to die. So very good showing from him. He moves on in the winner's side.
Our next matchup here, you can see it on the screen. It is going to be Shinakuma once again. This time, though, up against Lud Thinks. So this is what, our third Akuma match now here today. That's a high number for us here. We typically don't get that many Akumas. Something about the cold air out must be attracting them. Not quite sure what that's about.
So Lud either plays Chun or Poison, and again, those are both very tough matchups for Akuma. Akuma does better against Poison than against Chun. I think Chun wins the matchup. Against Poison, it might slightly be in her favor, but it's much closer. But this is going to be a tough situation for Shinakuma. Lud is an incredibly high level player. He has beaten Daigo offline. That was at ECT, I think, in 2018. Super strong player, and he knows this matchup inside and out. I'm curious to see how it's going to go and whether or not Shinakuma has the answers. It is going to be the Chun pick, so this is going to be difficult. You'll see a ton of stand fierces, a ton of crouch medium kicks.
I love that. I love that ad. It's so great. It's just so goofy looking for some reason. They're letting the intros rock. It's not PG kids, so for all you children out there, please stop.
Okay, already showing the awareness to slide under the fireball from just outside of sweep range.
Yeah, doesn't want to get that on block. That could be a little bit scary. Does trade fireballs though.
Makes him block the heavy punch red fireball. That's something that you have to be able to do against Chun, is be able to throw that fireball game. Already going for a little bit of the gimmick offense. Normally Lud is ready for that, but he's, you know, presenting that option early. Good punish, -8.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's a gimmick, sometimes you just gotta, you know, pull it out, you know, make sure that the other player's honest at least about it.
Okay, big sweep. Just missed up his timing a little bit, but is still able to get the meaty crouch medium punch. And he's close to building V-trigger, which is important.
Now it's available for Lud, so we'll have to see when that activation comes through. Is the trigger 2?
No activation.
Could have been it.
Yeah. Okay, how is Shinakuma going to activate? And is he going to play out at a range that he's not going to let Lud activate? Or is he just going to accept that it's going to happen and try it? Okay, he is dead. Oh no, he dropped it!
So that's a block and punish.
He's not going to be able to kill.
CA. Yeah, that wasn't counter CA. It's very close.
Oh, he is going to be able to kill. Damn.
Wait.
Holy crap, I did not... I forget that doesn't scale as much as I think it does.
Yeah, that didn't look like much scaling at all.
EX SBK, and that's the adaptation already from Lud. He's not going to let him get away with those demon flips. Good air fireball.
Yeah, I mean, Shin's gotten so much off these flips that you really need to be aware of them and punish them, because he's been using all three. He hasn't, you know, been a one-trick ante. You know, he's been trying them all, and they've worked every time we've seen them up until now.
Yeah, and that is, you know, that is a sign of the level of play that you will get from Ludovic. He's, like I said, incredibly strong, you know, seasoned tournament vet. He won't let that go unchecked. Gets out of the corner.
Yeah, we almost saw the chop attempt, but it did get picked out a little bit by Lud there. That's gonna be a throw. All right, I thought we'd get more than that.
Able to get good pressure, keeps him in the corner, has to hold it, and challenges with the crouching short. Now, how is Shinakuma? He's out of V-trigger now. Yep. Chun just turtles up and decides to play lame right at the end, which is, you know, what Chun-Li does best.
Lud able to take game 1 there. Did get a little bit scary in round 2, but overall strong stuff there.
Yeah.
So heading into game 2 now, we've already seen Lud make a couple adjustments just based off of the first round. And we're sitting here in this waiting screen for a second. So I'm wondering if Shinakuma's just taking a bit of a breather, or maybe my game lagged out. That's always a possibility too. But we are back into it now. Huge jump in on round start for Lud.
Damn, already 35%. Chun gets so much off of that V skill buff that she got this season. Just out of range. No conversion though after the blocked light punch fireball. Gets another big fireball jump in. Okay, it's a corner carry. No EX SBK.
Yeah, still holding on to it. Just has that 1 meter. Almost has trigger already, though. That's pretty scary. Is going to be able to get some decent damage here as well. Somehow gets a cross cut.
Gets the defensive back throw. Now again, this... Oh, man, what a conversion. I really like that option. Okay, that's going to be a conversion again. Doesn't spend the bar. Saves it. I like it. Use the fireballs to get her off of you. Try and go back to neutral. This is a one-touch game for either player.
Yeah, trigger's now already gone for Shinakuma, though. Has to do this pretty evenly. Oh, gets the slide, though. Coming up big. That was
for
scary
the overhead. Oh, man, that was so active. He hit him with, like, the last active frame. If you get that meaty enough, it can be up to, like, +7.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Shinakuma able to find themselves up on the board there. Gets a nice little conversion off the fireball there as well. Oh, that's an unfortunate, because that could have been a much bigger punish.
And not the right situation there from Ludovic either. Thought they would be able to punish from the heavy punch red fireballs there. Oh man.
Everybody's coming up Shinakuma.
Yeah. Again, just running his offense. No, don't overextend. Oh no, activation? I wonder if there's a little bit of lag or something. That's fine. He gets himself out of the corner. He's building up chip damage.
Quite a way away from full meter though from Shin, and it's just backing off. Only needs 1 hit to take it, so doesn't need to play too risky here. We are going to get the activation finally from Blood, so this is a little scary now for Shinakuma.
Good activation.
Actually, second activation. Oh man.
Oh, he got called. Oh my gosh. Man, there has been a couple of drops here. I wonder if the match is a little laggy. I hope that's not the case, but unfortunately CFN is pretty unstable, but Shinakuma takes it. He kind of ramped up the guessing game a little bit, went back to more of the demon flips, and really had some of his bigger bets and reads pay off in spades. You know, Akuma gets a lot off of correct reads against any character, let alone somebody like Chun, who doesn't have the most health.
Yeah, I mean, that last sequence there was pretty unfortunate. I think that might have been almost enough to give Lud the round. But here, regardless, we find ourselves in game number 3, 1 up between these two characters. Shinakuma getting blown up on a jump in once again.
Text the throw, good awareness. That's something you have to be able to do against Chun. Her throw game is so strong with her walk speed. No so conversion off the counter hit, and another good air fireball goes. Yep, that's +4. Another one. He has to respect those air fireballs, and now he's getting the jump ins for free. Oh man,
that's a lot of damage.
Oh,
he drops it actually.
Yeah, that was not the right combo. Oh, yep, calls out the. Oh, he got a hit. Oh my gosh, what is going on?
Yeah, this is looking very interesting, but it is going to be the shimmy coming out for Lud Things, able to take round 1 here in this game number 3.
Yeah, Lud perfectly capitalized on the sort of chaotic situation there right at the end, and went for, you know, a guess situation with that shimmy. It was really smart. Good walk under.
So many of those this game so far. I mean, Lud Things has been really on point with those, even if they don't equate to much every single time. He's always there, always willing to at least get the attempt off.
Yeah. Oof. Hits him with that big stand roundhouse on the demon flip attempt. Sit down. He's racking up the stun, walks out of range, forced to activate.
Yeah, does mean that the reversal is not an option. Lud Things just trying to keep the game on his pace, but these demon flips, they're so good.
Yeah. Oh, gets put back in the corner, and the good V reversal. He doesn't have any more V trigger left, so this is going to be a difficult situation to climb back from for Shinakuma.
Yeah, all of that gray life though is back, so doesn't need to worry about too much. We are seeing it continuously build up onto Lud Things, but again, walk under, and that should be dead.
I really liked Lud's composure there. He had throughout the second game and the first round of the third game, he had a few situations where there were very key drops that could have easily rattled his confidence and, put a damper on his mental fortitude. But he was able to recollect himself and go back to his game plan and rely on his fundamentals to close that out. Very good stuff.
Yeah, even though it gets shaky sometimes, you just gotta, stick with it. Make sure that you're still doing things, exactly the way you want to. And so that was a nice match that is going to be putting Ludwig's into top 8 even. That wasn't even something we
Nice.
touched upon. So we are waiting on Ludwig's top 8 opponent. But for now, as you guys can see on the stream, we do have our Matcherino. If you go ahead and do exclamation point Matcherino in the chat, it'll pull that up. And all that you have to do as a viewer is copy and paste that Casa SFV 30 onto that link. It is going to bring up the coupon button. Just click that, paste it in there, hit contribute, 50 cents for free, no purchase necessary. It's only magic to the pot here. We already have over $30 in favor of these Street
Nice.
Fighter players here tonight. You'll love to see it. Look at that. Team Spooky also runs tournaments Friday, Wednesday, and Saturday in that order. And so if you want to contribute to them, they also run Matcherinos, and they also have their own Twitter at Team Spooky /twitch.tv /Team Spooky at the online local. If you are new to Street Fighter, which I don't think you guys are, you've been with us now for 35 weeks. I think you know about Street Fighter and what it is. The online local is a fantastic event for newbies, intermediates, and advanced players alike. All you got to do is find their Discord. It's on their Twitter at the online local. Hop in. They'll play with you 24/7 a day, a week, something, an hour. But they also host tournaments Monday and Friday, East Coast, West Coast, respectively. And so if you are on one of those coasts, make sure to enter in their tournament. If you're not on one of those coasts, enter ours.
I actually would like to make an addendum. I'm pretty sure they also on Saturdays run the European online local. I believe
Wow,
that's on Saturdays. That's
I
something.
did not know that.
Admittedly, it doesn't get advertised as much, but I know they do have it. But at any rate, just like the doc said, yeah, whether you are supporting us here or you are supporting the FGC through Team Spooky or the online local, we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us, especially during the uncertain times of the pandemic. Unfortunately, all of our online events have been put on hold indefinitely. So we're doing the next best thing. And to have you guys coming in and watching, donating money, supporting the streamers, the players, the commentators, the organizers, it means the world to us. And so thank you for your continued support, and we hope you guys keep coming back.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be here regardless, so it's great that we actually have somebody to talk to. And
Yeah,
it's not just Mustapheles and I talking into the void.
right.
It is always nice to have somebody on the other end listening. Although we technically don't know if you're listening. You could have us on mute, I suppose, and are just here for the matches, in which case, more power to you, I guess. I talk a lot, so I definitely understand it. I think we
Right.
are having a lobby issue at the moment, which is our issue. We are trying to get our next matchup on the screen for you guys in just a second. Bear with us. But if you haven't already, I do believe we do also still have our Teespring available. I do know that we are working on some other stuff going for you. That's not a command, so I don't actually know. But we do have. Let me see if it's pinned in our Discord. It doesn't appear to be. We will
Okay.
get something for you guys, but we do have our next matchup in the lobby.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Green Ranger versus Spabrog. I actually didn't know Spabrog was still actively playing. That's cool to see. I haven't seen him in a minute. And Green Ranger is actually a local Ohio dude, which that's where I'm from, in case you guys don't know. He is a pretty strong Zaku player. He is known for playing very wild. He is absolutely, an all gas, no brakes type player, just going off the wall. Kind of imagine like Gandhi from DreamHack Sweden, years ago. That's kind of how he plays, just with Zaku.
Which means you can definitely get away with that
Yeah.
Zeku type of play.
Hmm.
Zeku has definitely been one of my favorite additions to the game.
He's so sick.
And it's so great that we're now seeing him played so much more. And we're
Mhm.
seeing that the V Skill 2 is being explored so much more because it just opens up so many different avenues for the character that I think is really great.
Yeah, I would agree. Out of all the new characters, he is definitely one of the more intricate and uniquely designed. You can tell that a lot of love and thought was put into his battle design. And oh, it's gonna be the Zeku mirror.
Oh
Exciting.
man, I
We're gonna
love
get a
it.
treat.
This is not something we've seen here. And we actually have quite a few Seku players,
I'm
and they
sure.
just every time they end up matched up against each other, somebody pulls out a pocket, and so we never actually see the
All right.
mirror. And so it's actually super interesting. Here's we got skill 1 versus skill 2 even. So we're seeing almost the full gambit. Both of them just rocking the trigger 2,
Mhm.
which is ideal.
Yeah, definitely. I think I guess I don't know. It might be the better of the two. Oh my gosh, he's already going in with the Bushin flips. Tries to go in for the dash up grab. Spabrog's not falling for it. Gonna get the big damage off the activation.
Gets the throw as well. Things are looking pretty good. Does need to land another hit. Oh, the shoulder under? What?
Okay. What's this gonna be? Okay, good slide. Very well spaced. Oh my gosh, he's dead! He's gonna get the side switch into the EX uppercut. Yep. Okay, Green Ranger takes the first round. Let's go.
Man, he's even flashing Ranger signs at the end of the round.
Right.
Just looking full LARP mode right now.
Oh, tries to dash in, steal a turn. Good jab on the cross under. No uppercut.
Yeah, not feeling quite confident enough with it.
What?
Absolutely punches him into the sky.
That was
That's
wild.
insane. Yeah, Green Ranger's been doing some really funky things, and they've been working out,
Yeah.
and it's in such a way that it makes it seem like it's because they're uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh! Oh, big. No conversion, though. He drops the counter hit combo. Another Bushin flip. Good throw tech. That could have been big, though. He's willing to just play this lame game, dash back, throw out the grams.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do his young Zeku, though, which could be a bit of an issue, but definitely not.
Oh my
looking-
god, he's dead! Oh my god.
Didn't even need the activation on either side there. Able to just keep the damage up, keep the pressure going. And that's going to be Green Ranger taking it game 1, 2-0.
I feel like as somebody who like every week in our online local for Ohio, shoutouts to Dragon Punch Online and the Ohio FGC. If you guys are in the Ohio area, check that out, please. But somebody who has to like fight him or watch him fight every week, I feel like I can like palpably feel Spabrog's frustration at how Green Ranger is playing, trying to get a read on him.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like, I said, he's uncomfortable. We're seeing some signs of life. He is going to use the Weasel Call, but now he's just getting chain grabbed. He
Oh
went
my
for a
gosh.
third even.
What
and
a
now
ballsy move.
he
Look
gets
at
the,
this.
gets the counterpoint even and gets the tag, trying to keep it even.
Oh
and
my god.
oh, man.
You just can't get a beat on him. His brain right now is on a million and is spinning at such a fast pace you can't get a read on him. And Spabrog is trying to slow down the pace, make the right guesses. And look
Oh,
at that
no.
full screen slide. That is not a good sign.
Yeah, this is definitely losing control quickly, but EXDP is not going to be the play that time, Green Ranger.
Drops the
Sparks
ball.
exploding off.
Good throw tech. No DP, another one, and he just waited. We haven't seen a single EXDP come from Spabrog yet.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that's about. It does drop a link there as well. I wonder if this is a new character for him. I
Maybe.
honestly don't know.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen him play in so long.
So could be shaking off some of the rest. Although we are pretty deep in the bracket. This is what is this? This is
Wow, what a slide.
losers? Yeah, this is losers actually for losers round 3. So we are gonna see who gets to move on today, who gets to go home. And this is so far looking pretty good for
bait.
Green Ranger.
But
Up until-
he gets the delay as he stays in front and no conversion.
Oh,
Green
gets
Ranger
him
is
a-
still in this. He is one combo away from taking this. Okay, calls it out.
drops the combo again.
He dashes and he's gonna be dead. Yep. Really good patience there from Spabrog. There were moments where he was panicking and it was evident. You saw that with that full screen slide early on. But he pulled it together throughout the rest of the round and was able to remain calm and get a big punish just like this.
Oh man, now he's just pushing buttons and they're all working out. And shout out to Saint Cola in the chat letting us know that Spat. What?
That hurts.
Are you
Okay.
kidding me?
Doesn't
Anyway,
fall and gets
back
the
to where I was.
Man, Green Ranger is making this comeback slowly but surely.
Apparently, Spag did leave off with the Zeku, so it's not a new character.
Okay.
It is something they have played before. It just seems that Green Ranger's so unorthodox, they're struggling, but it seems they've got the read. Things are working out now. Does need one more guess for the game.
No, he went to the wrong side. Oh my gosh, he's dead! Oh, he could have gone into V-Trigger to kill! Is this gonna come back and bite him? Spabrog is getting desperate. Oh my gosh, he gets called out for the backdash, and Green Ranger takes it.
Green Ranger staying alive, continuing the story. Find out next episode if they are able to take down the evil monkey lady. But for now, he will be taking a break as he does win 2-0 over Spagrock.
Man, what a barn burner of a set. Spabrog, I have been on the losing end of that before too. I know your pain, my friend. I know your pain. That is so frustrating to lose to that. But good stuff. Good stuff to Green Ranger. He did not stray from his game plan, and it won it for him.
Yeah, that was so nutty. That CA catch as well.
Crazy.
That was great.
Right?
I love that. That was so good looking. I definitely do hope we'll get to see more of Green Ranger tonight, but holy, I don't think we're going to. His night is so shredded. His next matchup is going to be Alex ...
Oh,
and if they're able to win that one, they have to play Brian F.
yikes.
And then if they win that one, they have to play the winner of High Speed Chaos and Jick D. Which isn't that a double Jeopardy? No. It is! No, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
No, it was Brian F versus Jick D. Because that was the Honda player. Oh, man. All right, so Green Ranger, I hope you make it through, buddy. I hope you survive. Our next matchup, though, according to what I'm seeing here, as it does appear to be that it should be Hardman versus Child, which would be Colleen versus Boxer.
Yeah, all right. Give me just a second. I need to use the restroom. I will be right back.
All right, so while Mustopheles is being right back, have you guys heard about Twitch Prime? I'm kidding with you. Have you heard about Matcherino, though? Exclamation point Matcherino. However, if you do have a Twitch Prime, folks, definitely shout out and hit that big purple button down there below. That does support our streamer, Dammit Dom, who does so much work for us on the back end. He's all night long inputting these new creative Nightbot command codes, making fun of personally me for my spelling. So, you know, you grin and bear it. But again, all of that just supports him. If you want to support the players here, then you can do that exclamation point Matcherino. Again, coupon code Casa SFV 30. If you want to support the Grand Blue players, who I believe might actually be wrapping up soon, they are still going on at the moment. So I believe that code is Casa GBVS 30. That supports their Matcherino as well. So all of that goes to the players themselves, and you definitely want to support them. They're here putting on shows week after week, you know, making sure that they're keeping their game up, making sure that they're having a good time, right? Like that's at the end of the day, all we want these players to have is fun. And so we are going to be heading into our match now. Child versus Hardman. Maybe. I actually don't know what I'm looking at here.
That's what it's supposed to be. We'll see if one of them...
I hear ticking. Maybe. I think Dom's changing something. But, yeah, I mean... Do I have to say it again, folks? Twitch Prime. It's purple. It's got a button there. You don't even have to look hard for it. It's... Even if you're on dark mode, it is so different. Like, it is bright purple in the darkness that is dark mode. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If you see it, click it, follow the instructions, do everything you need to do. This is Hardman versus Child.
Yeah, so we're certainly going to see Colleen versus Balrog. I would say Colleen does pretty okay in this. Well, actually, maybe not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, now that I think about it, because dash punches are basically fireballs, and she struggles against fireball characters. They're just basically better fireballs. But it'll depend if he can get a read to neutral jump them and punish. We'll see. As we already saw, though, Hardman does have incredibly strong set play, so if he can get the ball rolling and get him in the corner, that could spell disaster for Child.
Yeah, Child though loves their overheads. There
Mm-hmm.
was almost a week here where they won almost solely with that button.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something we'll expect to see here. I wonder if the Hailstorm will come into play a little bit more though. Try and play not a zoning game, but like more of a control style game to try. All right, we'll just start with overhead. Okay.
What about that control you were talking about?
Yeah. All right. Just round start overhead, keeping them. Honestly, it's making them honest.
Yeah.
Making sure they're aware of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, good whiff punish on that crouch medium kick. Pushing him towards the corner slowly but surely, catches another dash low and gets the side switch. Good stuff. Big stand roundhouse. There's going to be a conversion. Gonna keep him in the corner. Good damage. It's cool, 200 damage.
Sends him icy as well. Definitely want to keep that going.
And catches him reaching. Okay. Oh, lag spike. Okay. Good thing that cleared up. But Hardman taking that first round well. Really made that corner position count in his favor.
Yeah, that big leg drop coming in. Definitely a bit of chunk of damage there. Another good round start here for Hardman, though.
Yeah, the stand medium punch. Go to anti-air. Good throw tech, the awareness. Ooh, calls out the neutral jump. Blows it up with that EX dash. And catches him off of the backdash with the stand fierce into the EX Parabellum.
Surprisingly, they're even on life.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much up until that. Gets the overhand. Brings him to the corner.
Another backdash.
So
That's
good.
Twice now. Child has to adapt to that. Okay, what's it going to be? Stays in front and gets the throw tech.
Whew, that was so far away.
Oh,
he drops it.
He decides to delay tech smart. Oh, and catching him. Oh, he fell out. Oh no.
Dead.
You can't reach. You can't reach after that. That second Rekka with the V trigger. That's basically a setup for a whiff punish.
Child making it work. Does get beat on round start buttons though. Is all brought all the way to the corner.
Throw tech off the tick. Okay, keep him in the corner. Throw the hail. Another one. He's racking up that stun and he's on 50% life.
He was really going for a third after that. Does give you a whistle though.
Playing a little wild here. Holds the EX dash. Good dash up throw.
Himself though, interesting enough.
Let's Bower jump in. That's punishable. No, that should have been stand light kick. Good throw tech. Activates. Make him get off you. Get out of there for free. Good stuff. Now look at the deficit here, right? They're at a similar life lead, but Child is gonna struggle to get V trigger here, and Hardman has V trigger already, and that could be 2 mix-ups and he's dead.
EX. Went to the reset.
Oh my gosh! But that doesn't kill.
Still needs one. Oh,
I like the EX damage stuff. Yeah.
Just trying to stay alive. Only needs one and can definitely play this long game here. Is going to wait out the rest of the trigger. It is now gone.
Oh no! He ate the jump in.
That wasn't even a counter hit, I don't think. I think he just got hit raw.
He either got hit raw or like
it was counter.
Oh yeah, it seemed like maybe he was trying to neutral jump out of it. Like maybe got caught in the startup frames, but man, you know, Colleen has that strong crouch fierce. She can deal with that no problem. He just wasn't ready at the end.
Yeah, big counter hit leading to game win. Game 1 going over to Child. Hardman on the back foot now. Maybe a little bit too much vanity dancing. Although that one definitely worked out, so I gotta give him credit for that.
Yeah. Makes him hold the hail again, gets the back throw to keep him in the corner. Dash up. Okay, baits that out, yep. Space it, that's punishable. Oh, just out of range. Ooh, the counter.
Yeah, the first parry of the night coming through, and it's successful. That's actually not a tool we'd seen yet from Hardman. You know, we saw the play earlier. They didn't use it once. This time, though, being forced into it.
Activation. Push him all the way to the corner. Make him guess. Good throw tech. Another raw activation. He wants to fight fire with fire.
Oh, no. Still alive, though.
Punishable. He decides to hold it. Oh, you can't do that against Balrog. He tried to go for the EX parry. I respect it.
Yeah, that's the second delayed wake up now that we've seen from Child that just absolutely ruins Hardman's game plan. You know, we've seen the hail play very effective in the past, but when you delay wake up and you don't have to worry about it, then it just completely falls apart.
Yep.
EX parry worked out this time though.
He went for the crush counter roundhouse. Another failed counter attempt. EX vanity step to get out of the meaty. Oh my gosh, the big jump in.
Okay.
Okay, he's one guess away from being dead.
And
Has
this
to hold
time,
the hail and a tech throw. Okay, I like the adaptation there. It seemed like he really turned up the aggression, which obviously worked in his favor, but I'm hoping he doesn't expend all of his resources and kind of run out of steam this round.
yeah, I mean, I did like the adaptation of holding on to the hail and maybe even using the EX just once you know what the wake up option is going to be to a degree. So it really set up for that throw at the end, whereas previously we may have seen just a heavy hail and it just falls flat.
Yeah. Another stand
back.
fierce into the Parabellum. Dashes up, gets the Oki, and gets beat out of the startup of his own crush counter button. Dashes out of the stand roundhouse. This is going to be a big conversion.
Has no meter afterwards, though.
Oh, again, drops the anti-air attempt. This is going to be coast to coast.
No overhead yet from Child. I'm sure it's coming, but it gets crushed. Oh, man. Hardman fighting back, taking us to a game 3.
Yeah, he had done well to adjust the timing of his stand fierce, you know, Colleen's best button, bar none. And he had done well to adjust the timing of it and caught him overreaching, overstepping his bounds, and got the crush counter there for the conversion and the game win. Now, like you said, we are going into game 3. This is going to be do or die to stay in winner's bracket.
Yeah, winner finding themselves in that top 8 spot as well, not just winners. And so now Hardman's making some really good adjustments here. Child, though, you know, does just have brute force on their side, gonna get that overhead and keeps them almost all the way to the corner. And these timings are just working out so great for him.
You know, I do have to say, though, Child is getting away with murder when it comes to jump-ins, and you'd think that if nothing else, right, if he's not going to be able to react, Hardman, that is, if he's not going to be able to react with Crouch Fierce, at least use the counter option, because he's gone to a jump-in every time. Okay, we see the counter there, gets the side switch, and this is his chance to start something. He is in V-trigger, so this is going to hurt, and it's going to give him Oki. Stays in front, that's going to be stun.
Even freeze, so he should be dead here.
Flag.
Nah, that's so much scaling. Needed the one more guess, but the standing medium punch, anti-air, just too good.
Yeah, you can't. Going against Balrog's, you know, wake up with a neutral jump, you really have to have conditioned him already to respect it. You can't do that for free. Stand medium punch is way too strong as an anti-air.
I like that air movement coming in here, making sure that you have something to get out of that rush punch attempt. That time, though, EX too fast.
Oh, the jump medium punch just to meet him in the air, not deal with the mix-up.
Yeah, we've seen that only a handful of times now from Hardman, and Child's already adapted to it, which is really nice to see. We're going to get the activation, side swap, not going to work out. He's ready for it.
Chase down the backdash with the EX straight.
He actually grabbed a parry.
Oh, interesting. Oh, man, but he flips out, and again, he delay rises. Hardman has to adapt to that. Oh, he gets called out just out of range to get the conversion with the crouching medium kick. Oh, he dropped the juggle. The dash in, he was ready.
Yeah, he only needs the one, so you can see him just fishing with that crouch jab. Not going to even need it. Just hits the target combo, and that is going to be 2-1 Child for top 8. Going to be finding themselves a nice spot there and sending Hardman down into the basement where they will be finding themselves up against Prophet, if I'm reading this correctly.
Okay, Prophet, super strong Gil, super strong Urian player. You know, I want to say about that match, Hardman played well, but I think the difference that we saw there was he was really banking on the hard reads that that Colleen can kind of run away with, right? She can use that to her advantage to rob somebody of a round. And Child was able to play way more fundamentally sound and rely on good footsies, good anti-airs, and a little bit in the way of reads to have that winning formula and adapt accordingly across the entire set and take it.
Yeah, and I mean the jump-ins, like you were saying, also were just really
Mhm.
a bit of a pain point for Hardman. You know, there's no cross-up potential coming in from Balrog because it just doesn't exist, and so you can just kind of hold back and not worry about it too much. But just time and again, you know, they were blowing up for tons of damage and lots of good positioning after the end of that as well. And so now, enough about Hardman. We have Brian F versus Alex ... for this losers side bout. And if Brian F can win this, he actually gets the Jeopardy match against Jig D, who he defeated in winners round 2 and has just torn through the lower half of this bracket to find himself in losers top 8.
Yeah, and you know, I probably no surprise to anybody, right? Brian F, like we were talking about earlier, incredibly strong player, but Alex ... incredibly strong too, and using a character in Blanca that is very much a character you have to have studied. You can't just rely on base game knowledge to beat this character, especially somebody of Alex ... level. He understands the character such that you're gonna get caught with mix-ups if you don't know how to fight him. But as we all know from watching his content, Brian F is a student of the lab. He spends so much time there learning matchups, you know, expressing his character, understanding the ins and outs. And so I guarantee he knows this matchup well.
Yeah, I mean, Blanca, I feel like, is one of those last remaining characters that aren't at large known by the community. Excuse me. Um, because I don't know what it is about um, Blanca, but people just don't, they can't grasp the gameplay, and I don't know, you know, what it is, because, you know, he is a returning character. You know, people have played against Blanca for years now, at
Right.
least some of them. But as a community at large, you know, we see Blanca and our minds just go blank.
Right. He is he is definitely a character that he's designed to frustrate, to annoy you, to wear you down mentally until he just kind of runs you over. Already we see a good option against the Rainbow Ball there with the upper from Balrog, catches the neutral jump. Oh, he stays in front.
Yeah, stay same side. All this, you know, screen to work with now. Gets caught reaching in round 1, actually going to Alex.
Yeah, it was a really good shimmy attempt from him. And normally, you know, Brian F doesn't really bite on those, so that was kind of a surprising turn of events. And I have to imagine he's going to take note of that and, you know, change up his game plan in the future should he find himself in that situation again.
Things so far, though, looking pretty good for Alex, although his health bar is evaporating quite quickly.
Talk about a shimmy. He blocks the overhead, though. Gets him with the electricity knockdown and the back throw. Catches him with another throw. No crush counter.
Oh, catches the V-skill hop.
Another rainbow ball in, but he's not going to get that for free. Brian F is ready. Catches him with the activation off the target combo. I think so, yes. Oh, he decides to save the meter. I respect it. But man, Balrog or Blanca can really screw, and he catches him with the cross up.
Only a pixel of damage, though. Definitely needed quite a bit more, and just that fierce from Brian is enough to close out the round. Oh, he tried to cross cut it, but he stayed same side in the front, ends up getting the hit. A little bit of pressure now, and he just falls back. You know, he takes a small victory and just holds on to it for now.
A big crouch fierce for the crush counter, building up that V gauge. And he does an anti-air again. Maybe that's a little bit of hesitation after getting hit the first time. And another shimmy. His stun is racking up. He has to hold the plus frames, forced to V reversal. That's a good situation for Alex ... despite the life. Okay, and the mix-up. Hold the plus frames. Blocks the overhead.
He really tried it. Oh, he also blocks the overhead. He does get crushed, though. Big damage coming in here for Brian. Does V reversal just to stay safe. Stun bar already dissipating, but it's not much life bar left.
Man. What an offensive sequence. He had the perfect delays there to get two key crush counters towards the end of that round that ended up giving him the like robbery essentially, right? You know, the shades of season 2 Balrog.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much good there from Alex in that game. He was constantly getting some weird cross-up situations, getting some really nice um, counters and things like that. And it's just interesting to see how right at the end we see all this adaptation from Brian, who is, like you said, able to get those crushes. And we're seeing these interesting timings still from Alex that are trying to bait out Brian's counters to what we saw earlier. And it's just Brian continuously coming out on top.
Yeah, he's really finding the right answers in offensive sequences, but man, he's really struggling in some defensive moments. Racks up stun, again, he is a couple hits away, but he doesn't bite, and no activation point from Alex Dot Dot. I don't understand.
Does now go for it. Has to hold Brian's though. He should be dead.
Oh, no. Not quite.
Does need a little bit more. Does have 1 bar left in the tank, but no trigger remaining. Used all of it. Lots of damage coming in from Brian.
He's got all the plus frames, and he catches him with the frame trap. Man, we've already seen so much back and forth in this sort of rock, paper, scissors of I know that you know that I know that you know.
And at the end of the day, only one will continue to be right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I like the target combo there.
There's just so many little chip situations we're seeing here too, and it's just, we don't see these very often huge explosive rounds from Alex. We're just seeing consistency, being able to consistently hit, these different types of frame traps, these weird activation points that make Brian think, or even some of these weird.
Oh, he beats the crush, or he beats the view reversal. I love that. He was aware, and he stays in front.
Trigger just about going to be gone. It is now gone. Still has 2 bars of EX, but is definitely in a deficit for now.
Yeah, but the thing is, Brian F is not going to be able to build up V trigger by the time he's dead. He is 1 guess away. No crush counter. Has to hold the pressure.
Oh, tried the target.
Oh my gosh, he went for the V reversal. He was dead, and he bet it all on the uppercut. That was such an unfortunate situation right towards the end. He was so nervous that he just wanted him off.
Yeah, I wonder if he was expecting a rush punch after the reversal and was trying to beat that out. But Brian keeping calm, just holding back, making sure that they don't get caught by any funkiness.
Stays in front.
Yeah, now it's looking a little shaky for Alex. We're starting to see some button presses that we weren't seeing earlier on, some different styles of attack that weren't quite there before. They don't seem to be as effective either.
Yeah.
So really early lead here from Brian, who is on match point.
Ooh, gets caught with the EX dash punch, put into the corner, and now he's got to hold this pressure. Balrog does so well in caging his opponents, keeping them on the other side of the screen where he wants them. But we have seen a lot of situations throughout this set already where Alex Dot Dot has called out, the right offensive options, but Brian F challenges after the cross-up and takes it. His confidence was able to bail him out right at the end.
Confidence unshaken in the face of electricity. And so that is going to be Brian finding themselves in losers top 8, facing up against Jikdi, who did fall 2-0 previously. So that should be a really interesting matchup. We'll have to see who gets out there. The other half of our bracket, we do have Hardman versus Profit for the last remaining top 8 spot. Winner of that will find themselves up against Azure Flame. Looking back up at our top side, it is still going to be Ludthings versus Child and Hermes for the second week in a row, I believe, in top 8 winners, this time up against Z's Nuts.
Yeah, Hermes Venatori. It seems like I have seen the most of him over, say, the past 4 to 6 months. With these online events, we've really been seeing him, we've been seeing him make a name for himself, getting top 8 in the online local in Casa here, really showing that Cammy is still a force to be reckoned with.
You know what I just realized looking in the game chat here? Half an hour ago when we had our Hardman versus Child match, we had Hardman go, "Please don't use Balrog." And Child just responded with, "Okay."
You love it. Honestly, that is one of my favorite things in this game are like the basically like the predetermined messages you can send in chat. I think they're really funny.
It's weird that the game would let you just say, "Please don't use Balrog."
Right?
It's weird. Thanks, Capcom. Though you love to see it. And so,
Oh,
heading into this,
it looks like we are actually okay. It seems like we are going to be starting top 8. Yeah, so this is going to be the this is a single Jeopardy situation. This isn't double Jeopardy. Or no, this is double Jeopardy. Right? Because didn't Brian why are they playing in top Why are they playing in top 8? Who did Brian didn't lose to anybody?
Yeah, Brian lost to
I don't remember.
Brian, hold on. I lost my bracket. Brian did lose. That's why he's here. He lost to Z's Nuts 2-0.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
But I mean, the path that Jick D has had to, make it here. They have played against Double Agent 69, they 2-0'd, Glitter, who they 2-0'd, Papa Diavolo, who they 2-0'd, High Speed Chaos, who they 2-0'd. They literally speed run themselves here, two top 8 losers, just to find themselves up once again to Brian. And this match originally really didn't seem that even. It definitely seems like Brian was the more dominant player there.
For sure. But it seems like Jick D might be might be juiced up a little bit, really feeling himself. Ooh, good spacing on that jump roundhouse. And he's he's putting a lot of chip pressure on Brian F. Look at this. He's down to 30% life.
Yeah, after that first loss, he must have just snorted a line of G Fuel, and it's just completely cracked out now. Just so much more different from the first time we saw them. Just so much more pressure coming out of these hands, and they're just so much more active. Like, what is happening?
Surely it was just a line of G Fuel he snorted, nothing else.
Oh, I mean, it's gamer fuel for a reason.
Okay, Brian F carrying to the corner, gets the throw. Now Balrog is one of the privileged characters that gets a -1 situation after dash up of a forward throw. Gets caught trying to anti-air the butt slam though. Ooh, gets caught trying to counter poke. What a read from Jick D.
First command grab we've seen from Jick as well, and just continuing
Look
forward.
at this. I guarantee he has done 300 damage in chip alone.
Finally going to get caught out a little bit, but really only needs one more connection to close out this game 1. Not a good start.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was gonna. Oh, he's just out of range, but he's still in it. He can close it out.
Oh, he tried to reach with the EX command grab, but he wasn't close enough, and he gets beat on the charge because he charged it up a little bit too much. Does bring it to round 3, which is looking incredibly scary so far.
Yeah, if I were Brian F, I would be just absolutely racked in my brain. Very concerned about the adjustment that Jick D has made across our matches. And interestingly enough, though, despite this, he has kind of slowed it down in this third round.
Yeah, and this is what gave Brian so much room to work with in, the first matchup here. I want to see round 1 Jick again. I just want to see buttons off the wall, all kinds of pressure, not letting up and not giving into Brian's game, which, as we all know, is so polished, is so smooth.
And there you watched as he got caught with the first shimmy attempt. He actually bid on a throw, and we're seeing Brian trying to work that into the game plan further. He's keeping bobbing in and out of that range when he's got him in the corner, but he catches him with that big neutral jump roundhouse, and Brian doesn't have trigger to activate, so he's got to hold this. Oh, he caught him reaching again.
It's that medium punch though. It's so good. Not a ton of damage, but closes it out with the regular grab. Game 1 going to Brian once again. And so now my question becomes, is it Brian adapting to the hyper-aggressive Jick, or was it Jick who slowed down themselves and was becoming more and more less confident in that style of gameplay as the rounds progressed.
Right. And another adaptation that we have seen, which is a little more nuanced, is Brian has been more careful on where he's been spacing his dash punches, because we saw in that first game, Jik was able to punch them a couple of times. And even if it was only, you know, target combo into hands, it still added up and gave him an opportunity to get the pressure going. And as you can see, Honda's chip damage is just unmatched.
Yeah, it's pretty absurd.
Look at this.
Like, even
He's
on a
just-
trade, he just
Right.
ends up ahead.
He's assaulting him, just mashing those hands, and takes the first round of the second game convincingly.
Yeah, that's what we need to see from a Honda style player. You need to be that much more active than your opponent, because you always need to have hands on deck. And you know, you tried to get a little bit of a reach with that big leg there, but Brian just was quicker.
I like the view reversal from Brian F there. Good offensive view reversal. I think that's the hallmark of a strong player, is knowing those opportunities to take your turn back and use the gray life and knockdown to your advantage when on defense to turn it into an offensive situation. And there's the Kara hands again, blocks the overhead but no punish.
It was a super late Kara too, which was kind of crazy.
This is gonna be guess for game. Yep, decides to just go for the hands, build up that gray damage.
It's all gone. It's all gone. Where did his HP go?
Oh my gosh.
It's all gone.
He's gonna charge it up. Oh, but he's gonna die for it. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh,
one
he
more
didn't.
pixel. He reached.
And there again, the nerves coming through. He was in a desperate situation. He's like, "Crap! I can't get grabbed. I can't get grabbed. I'll die for it."
And so this is 3 out of 5, folks. This is top 8 loser side, so it is 3 out of 5. And so the winner of this, if it is Brian, it's not over yet. It does still give one more game for Jik. He's 100%. No, he's not 100% on those. He did miss.
He's
one
only
in game
missed one. But
Yeah.
what he has been 100% on is hitting with the interrupt on the EX butt slam. He's been getting a ton of mileage out of that, and it's helped level out the life difference so much.
Oh,
Walks
once
up, gets
again.
the throw.
Yeah. No hands, just buttons.
Oh,
Oh,
I
the
love
armor's
it. Good
through.
reaction.
Yeah, once again, we've seen review reversal coming out from Brian just to make sure those hands can't get too much pressure going. Triggered just about
Defensive
gone.
back throw, and he's dead. That is so hard to deal with. Honda having that dash very similar to Season 1 Nash. You know, it's not necessarily the fastest, but it covers a good amount of distance in what seems like a short amount of time. He like goes further than his dash becomes active. It's kind of hard to explain, but his dash is exceptionally good because of the distance it covers, and it caught Brian off guard there.
Yeah, and so we're 5 for 6 now, I think, on command grabs.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
from not seeing any in the first series to now that many successful ones, it's almost like the long con on Brian, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm just not going to use any command grabs just so I can run it all the way back in loser side to command grab you in front of everybody.
I'm not sure that I like the raw activation there. That seems a little desperate to me, and I think that's going to be a tell to Brian.
Yeah, we are going to have to see how they continue moving on, as we do have Landlord Bunch joining us in here.
Wait, oh.
Technical difficulties, don't mind that.
As
Brian
we
F
do see
takes...
Brian closing out round 1, game 3 here. Pretty solidly, you know, able to keep the pressure going, ending it in a throw. How far did he just fly back?
Dude, hands are something else.
It literally gave him full screen throwback off of
Right.
like a tick of hands.
Right. Ooh, he caught him reaching again, but the punish... Oh, he was just a little late and gets thrown for his troubles off the view reversal. That -2 situation, it's tough to deal with when your opponent has a command grab.
Oh, crushed though.
Yeah.
Pressure looking pretty good. Headbutt not going to get punished though.
Brian F trying to work this back. Yep, uses the view reversal, doesn't want to deal with the pressure. He gets the adjusted hurt box for the jump in. Oof.
Man, that hurts. Forward
Duck
throw,
City.
keeping corner pressure.
Doesn't bite.
Tried to go heavy. And I do like that he actually let the stomp go through instead of
dead.
canceling it, trying to get Brian to push a button, but he does finally get that crush activate to work in his favor.
And that is the first time all set that that Jik has been able to use the V-Trigger 2 headbutt, V-Trigger 1 headbutt, actually in a combo. He's mostly been using it to try and start pressure or punish dash punches, but there he was able to utilize it right at the end to close out the round. Stays in front, but gets punished.
The hands. They're
And
wild.
that time he didn't fly back.
Yeah, I think it was because it was a trade combo the first time, which
Something.
is what the difference is. But it also may have just been an awkward interaction.
Brian
Again,
is-
command grab.
Yes, getting scooped all game.
And it's done such wonders for Jick's game plan too,
Mhm.
because he's just getting so much mileage out of it, so much control, and it's a tool that, when used properly, just opens up so many doors.
Mm-hmm. Gonna have to guess again. Has to take the throw. Now, does he? Oh, he's gonna get. Oh, he drops the combo. He's out of V trigger now and gets walk up thrown. And is that it? Is that 3-1?
No, that's 2-1.
2-1. Okay, gotcha. 2-1.
So, yeah, Jick was able to pick up game number 2 there, and so it is still alive. It is best of 5 here in the loser side. Loser's top 8 side. So at least one more game for Jick to pull through. And I mean, if we can get this to go to a game 5, that'd be insane. Like,
Yeah.
get it together, my man. Win this match for us here. Take us to a game 5.
We are trying to see more of Lord Edmund Honda reigning supreme in Street Fighter V Online. What a throw attack. He tried to get shimmied twice.
Oh, he went for the cancel into the command throw. Not gonna work out though. But I'm not gonna count that as a failure because it wasn't EX.
Yeah,
right?
that one doesn't count. No punish, and he doesn't call out the command dash. Okay, good punish on that down jab. I like it. View reversal. Brian F is okay with that. Stays in front, so he's plus.
Yeah, Brian has been in quite control. And he's playing this really nice distance here in the corner where he's not over pressuring, not letting Honda try and do some funky stuff to take back control. And so it's really, forcing Jick to play in an awkward range where Balrog is able to get these rush punches, is able to get these big punishes, and anytime Jick does get something going, he just gets V reversals.
That sweep was so key from Brian F. And right there, the dash punch. He was negative, but he took up his turn. Balrog's dash is incredibly fast, goes a long distance, and Jick wasn't ready for it.
And so now it is set point for Brian. This would be a 3-1 victory over Jick here. Loser's side, so it would be the final match we see from Jick tonight. And the shimmies, they're just too strong.
It has been such a strong tool for Brian F. and really just taking advantage of the slight hesitation from Jick and running away with it. Stays in front again, has to hold the plus frames, but that's fine. Good V reversal.
Yeah, now there's so little resources for Jick, and look at this. He's literally dancing with them.
Little bit of disrespect from Brian F. there, but why not? Get into your opponent's head, play that mental game. Oh, I love the EX command grab there. Get it started, Jick. Are you going to make this count?
Make this comeback. You're out of trigger, so anything will do it for you. You just got to get something going. EX butt slam not going to work out, which means you don't have any EX grabs left, and he gets reaching once again. Brian F. moving on 3-1. The Shimmy King.
Yeah, that was 100% the name of the game. Jick turned up the offense and really, really gambled hard on those reads, and they were paying off incredibly well. But Brian F, again, is just such a strong fundamental player that he was able to kind of turn the tables in those read situations, and just like you said, he was the Shimmy King. He was two-stepping his way to victory since Game 2, and took it pretty convincingly in those last 2 games.
Yep, and so we are going to take a quick, short break, folks. We do know that was a top 8 match, and we typically end it a little bit before top 8 just to make sure that you guys get a full, uninterrupted show, but we were feeling ourselves tonight. We just couldn't let go of the mic a little bit faster, but alas, the landlord has spoken, and so we are going to be taking a short break while we get our next set of commentators up here to the booth. It is going to be St. Cola and Simao, who will be bringing you the rest of the top 8 action. But Mr. Mustala Feliz, do you have any final words for the chat here today?
Yeah, just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for tolerating, the doc and myself on commentary. This was my first time, and it was a lot of fun getting to see some incredibly high-level matches, some of the best that the East Coast has to offer. I really appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully I can be back.
Yeah, I mean, we'll love to have you back. And for those of you in chat, we are going to thank you once again for tuning in. There's a ton of you in here tonight, and I know that it is for all of this sweet Street Fighter action, not for us here on the mic. But regardless, we are going to take a short break and get St. Cola, the Duke of Dr. Pepper,